And it looks like we're off. Race 2 between our runners is about to begin. And once again, hidden stage names is pretty much similar to the first race, except now we're doing zipless. So we got to keep track of any potential accidental zips. Those may result in some time deductions if these occur, but specific ones like the bubble zip or the crash zip or Goodwood, for example, those can be declared as instant disqualifications because you do literally have to make a conscious effort to make those zips. Just keep that in mind, viewers, as we see our runners get going.
You gotta really want those zips to do that. Like, and poisoncurls for me getting the thumbs up here from the randomizer. He picked Quickman, which is not necessarily in this case, but usually a very straightforward stage with a knee tank. We have a lot of Joe, so he took a bit of a beating. While Ari, the longer wood, the longer walk through the Woodman stage, but since it's zipless, yeah, if it's a good seed, why not? He can do it. And he's not having big troubles right now.
Yeah, zipless could make some things very interesting, like Prodigy alluded to. Stations like Woodman, where you don't have good wood available, Crashman, where you can't do the crash zips, Bubbleman, where you actually got to make the underwater walk. Those stages winds up becoming more treacherous now, since those zips are unavailable for use. And about to say, poisoncurls got to watch his health. One mole hit would have ended his chances to get into that boss door.
Alright, that's smart. Better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I'm not sure. Since he was at low health, he probably would have taken the death first and to try to say that E-Tank Seeps was already low on health. But fortunately, this Quickman is buster susceptible, so doing the E-Tank in retrospect is actually the right call.
Yes, Ranma, for this second race, zips are forbidden. The first, because our tournament goes like this. It's best of 3. So for the first race, somebody chooses, and then the other guy chooses. So one of them chooses with zips, and the other chooses without zips. So, and yeah, that's what they play.
Alright, that was Wood stage down on Arispici end, the Quick stage down on poisoncurls end, and we got ourselves both on second Robot Masters. poisoncurls pretty much gonna follow some familiar territory as we saw Woodman early on Ari's end, but Ari's gonna be doing some airman shenanigans right now, and fortunately the first half is definitely much kinder compared to how it was in race 1.
Yeah, get an early air for Ari, but this time around is not so, punishing as the last one. Definitely we have some, crabs. How do you call these guys with the barnacle, whatever it was? And some Joes. Not a big deal for now. Some Mets disguised as lives, so pretty tame for now. I think this is gonna be a good air for Ari. Yeah, it seems so, and he's getting refills, and yeah, that's the third thing is a bird. Yeah, it seems good. I hope Ari keeps his calm.
Yeah, it looks like he pretty much got a firm grasp of this airman stage as a whole. Once again, much kinder than it was in race 1. So he should be coming up to the boss door for airman very shortly. poisoncurls not too far behind, about to reach the wood door shortly as well, as he faces our airman who's... yeah... he's supposed to be George W. Bush. Good lord, why does Bad Scissor Stay exist?
Yeah, this fact, it has to be contaminated somehow. Never mind. It has to be contained, excuse me. Yeah, this Crashman also shooting with both hands, but it was weak to the booster, so managed somehow to deal with it, to erase it. And poisoncurls find a weakness on this George W. whatever. And and yeah, Metal Blade with the weakness, and he used it very well.
Alright, so we got once again people going to familiar territory. Arispici going to quick. We saw that on poisoncurls side. Meanwhile, poisoncurls heading towards new territory with going to Metal Man, and Metal Man is not looking very friendly right now with our tin can blockies and our Chanky makers who actually are our pickle axemen with the sprite randomizations. So yeah, poisoncurls is getting a massive beating right now with these hard-hitting enemies.
Yeah, he's reluctant to use any weapons. He doesn't want to use any weapons. I rarely see him swap to a weapon if not in a boss fight, and this can bite you. Sometimes you really have to say, yeah, I love my buster, but I'm dying, so I have to search for something. Sometimes you gotta leave the buster a little bit to cool down. Yeah, this is not a good place for poisoncurls, definitely.
Well, poisoncurls is actually able to survive in this case. He's able to get to our checkpoint safely, but odds are if he doesn't find the health drop soon, because I'm pretty sure he's still going to save that E-Tank, he's going to have a nasty time for the second half of the Metal Man stage.
Some drills there. Is this gonna be what I think it is? Which is very treacherous part of the game or not? I really hope not. I think they had enough. The first race. Meanwhile, Ari with this quick, which is quicker this time, I think. Yeah, definitely much quicker. He's gonna... Nope. No, he's gonna say, I got you this time. And he's gonna use that E-Tank.
Alright, so Ari with the early advantage, taking down his third Rubber Master, and he finds heat. He doesn't have Item 3 or Item 1, a good Item 1. We don't know how Item 1 is going to act in this randomizer, but he doesn't have anything for horizontal zips in the ceilings. But he does have Item 2, so he can skip the Yoku blocks if need be. But of course, that depends.
Zipless race.
Oh.
Sometimes
keeping me in order, Prodigy. That's why it's good to have another commentator aside to keep the other commentator in check.
Sorry, Creed. Yeah, but if he's smart, he has Item 2, which in Zipless, Item 2 is the best item. So he's gonna use it here. It doesn't waste ammo. If you can use Item 2 in this stage to not waste a lot of ammo, you can still make the Yoku blocks and still use the Item 2. I know what he's trying to do, but it's pretty hard. Yeah, that setup is...
Yeah, keep in mind, Ari actually is a zipless runner, so he does know the strats, but he's having trouble setting up that Item 2 inside the walls to skip this particular Yoku block room. But he's gonna wind up taking the Yoku blocks vanilla, and we're just gonna go through the rest of the area where we're gonna have some lag amphibians for pretty much the rest of this stretch.
As you can see, they're very happy and they love you. They spread their love in terms of lag. That's my work, guys. I'm sorry I did this, but I couldn't handle myself. I knew. Oh, and the walls are buster weak. That's good to know. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of black here.
Yeah, didn't quite see it on poisoncurls in, because we would have probably known about that since he is in Flash. Checking the walls for Flashman's room is one of the first things you would do in this stage, and unfortunately he got Fan Fiend, so he's not going to get this E-Tank that's up here. It's just had to go in Sans E-Tank into this fight. So who's going to be in Flashman's room, I wonder?
Yeah, same with the Heatman. Ari is approaching. Well, who likes this guy?
This
is actually Flash.
Yeah, this is vanilla. We got another celebrity in the house in Jackie Chan, who can't take a buster shot worth a darn and gets taken out very easily, while there's a Bubble Man sighting in Heatman's room.
That bubble had nothing in common with the last bubble. It was weak to the buster, not very fast, and the Flashman, it was actually had better spread than the Contra guy. That guy was spreading so hard. I like that randomization so much.
Well, yeah, we got poisoncurls in Heatman stage, but now Item 2, so he's not going to be able to save time as Ari did with with the item 2 fly, but he does have item 1, which makes platforming in this stage much simpler, and as we find our amphibians in heat, that could save quite a bit of time in just trying to navigate horizontally. Meanwhile, Ari using weapons to try to save some time and destroy these tin cans. They won't help with these Chanky Makers. The Chanky Makers is one of those few enemies in this randomizer that doesn't have a randomized weakness. All Chanky Makers are weak to the same thing. So if you have air shooter, they will go down in one shot towards air and other similar weaknesses like that.
That's right. And what I'm telling you guys, this is not black. This is love. You see what I mean? Not the pit, but it's love. And unfortunately for poisoncurls, he's gonna eat it. Having item 1 surely helps, but it generates even more lag. And yeah, you have to find a way through these. I know the way, but I'm not gonna be like this backseating guy that you expect. So
yeah.
this
at this point, I kind of would want to try to find a weapon here to try to hopefully one-shot these frogs and try to get rid of all the lag. But looks like they actually go down one-shot to Buster. Didn't quite notice that on Ari's end, but yeah, it's just really unlucky with just the enemy choice in this stage with all these frogs in the way. Meanwhile, Ari's taking down the metal. About to go to his next stage. He's gonna be at least one robot master ahead in total. So Ari once again with the early advantage, but we still got a lot of game to go.
Yep. One thing we didn't comment about is Ari need metal, but he had to use his E-Tank, so he's in 0 E-Tanks. Well, these E-Tank in this life game, poisoncurls managing to die on the Yoko blocks. This is pretty rough considering you get to deal with the lag again. Meanwhile, Ari is on bubble without E-Tanks, without nothing. So yeah, it's rough on these guys. These games get rough, guys. When you try to be fast, these games can be really punishing, as we can see. Our poisoncurls is gonna have to take it. Will he choose something different? Yeah, he's choosing air now. Okay, he's gonna have a calm air. Hopefully, he can recover mostly mentally, so he can go to heat again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure item 2 was found here. So once he finds that, he should definitely have an easier time with the Yoku blocks and not have to worry about doing it at all. But of course, he's gonna have to go through it first before he gets it. Should be relatively easy.
Yeah. The problem with these games, guys, you can get severely ticked with something this time. When you play ROM hacks or stuff like this, you can get really ticked really quick. Like if you die to something unfair. But Ari is gonna meet this heat. Is not weak to anything, so we're gonna search. Charged heat is doing good damage. I wouldn't say it's a great weakness, but it's a weakness.
Yeah, anything that can quicken up the Heatman fight is very beneficial, especially if it's not a Buster Week heat. Those things can last for so long. Trying to find a weapon, at least for that fight, is definitely beneficial.
Man, and if you're watching this, you gotta appreciate the songs. They're one of the best in the business because they're taking all of the best hacks. They're ripped, they're not original, most of them are ripped from the best hacks, and yeah, for your, ear pleasure. If there are some mellow maniacs, I'm sure you will appreciate this randomizer.
poisoncurls taking a nasty fall, being a little hesitant, knowing that there would be bursts in the clouds, got a little too hesitant and was not safely secured on that platform, taking a nasty fall.
Yeah, will he be able to take this E-Tank? I know he's running low, but is he gonna use this item 2 here? Nah.
He was not making that.
Yeah,
you do not make that jump with fans around, usually.
Yeah, that second fat fiend, I forgot. That second fat fiend, it's mean because you can't kill it from up there.
Alright, so Arispici about to fight our vanilla, well, technically our vanilla Flash, which
That's
is...
Contra guy. Oh man. Look at this beautiful spread, wowie. The whole screen.
And poisoncurls taking on our aggro Crash, who's also pretty weak to the busters, so she'll be a pretty good quick fight on his end, winning the damage race. And he should have item 2 now, and we'll be able to hopefully be able to go through Heatman stage a little more safely. Yep, he's going right back. A little bit of payback for the issues that it gave. Speaking of which, I am not liking Ari's prospects for Crash seeing the frogs in the first screen.
Yeah, the love is back, guys. The love is back at Crashman stage, and it's not looking good. If they're in the first screen, like Creed said before, that means you're gonna see them in the elevator screens. And because it's zipless, we're definitely gonna see them again. That makes the stage not hard, but annoyingly slow. And you can make mistakes when it lags. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens on Ari's side. And poisoncurls, yeah, poisoncurls wants to beat this stage, so return to heat. Let's see what's going on here. Not so hard for Ari. He's using that that item 1 now. Switch to the item 1 to great extent again. Yeah, he's not gonna have any issues here.
Yeah, but the lag can still be a little bit of a factor trying to summon the item 1s properly. But like I said, Ari being not only a zipless veteran, but more importantly, a Mega Man 2 Rando veteran, he knows how to deal with these situations and is able to adapt on the fly. And as you can see, made those platforms look simple enough.
Instantly cursed. I love it today. Today is our day. Like we say something to praise the runner, and he's instantly cursed for something. Instantly makes a mistake.
It's not that much of a curse. I mean, he just failed one minor jump, but he could have failed much more in those platform rooms with the frogs. Which, unfortunately, poisoncurls is... The frogs are just making them into... He's just making them a joke right now.
Yeah, yeah, these frogs are being really, really annoying. Like, it's not really the frogs, guys, to be honest, it's just the lag. The lag ruins everything. We forgot to say that when you have a lot of things on screen, you get double knockback, and that can ruin your day.
Well, the small capos this time wound up finishing the job, no lag needed. It's just these things that just makes things so unfortunately difficult because of the random enemies that could be there. They could just be some very, very big gatekeeping enemies that could just cause a lot of problems, and it's up to the player to adjust properly, and sometimes it could just be really, really tough.
I hope he's not tilted. Meanwhile, we got what, Toadman? Yeah, Toadman. This is Woodman. Toadwood. And he got quickly defeated. It was not big of a threat. Just like Toadman, he was not a big deal. But he did a lot more damage than Toadman, that's for sure. And we got our first guy in Wily. So Creed, this time, can you guess the colors of the dragons? I'm sure that our chat will join us as well. Like colors, yep, guys, and weakness.
As we see our Dr. Oats flying out into the distance into this very minuscule and kind of cut off Wily Castle. I'm gonna say we're gonna have pretty much well, why not? The stage pretty much just said my answer for me. It's gonna be a pretty original green dragon, but this time we're gonna have our weakness as Crash.
Can we get the double Oats? I'm gonna go for the third one. I want Oats Dragon, which will be blue again. Let's do it Heat this time. I don't know why Heat. I never bet on Heat. It's the last thing they try, but Heat. Let's go.
Oh, if you want to add dragons, then we're gonna add. I'm gonna go pure vanilla. We're gonna have a vanilla dragon, vanilla green dragon with Crash weakness.
Actually a dragon, yeah.
Actually a dragon.
Okay. And poisoncurls has been escaping the stage for 2 times. This is the third time. Is this the run? Let's see. It's been rough. It's been really rough for him on this stage. I really hope he gets rid of it. Once you get rid of a stage like Heat right now, your life improves by 100%, trust me. Like, you get instantly better at everything in the game.
It depends on what happens after. Don't forget, he gonna have all the items necessary to skip most of it, but we did see those frogs in Crash, and since it's Zeppelin, he's gonna have to deal with all the lag in there, and that's the Oats Dragon.
Oh, we got your green a little bit there, but I'm gonna call it pink. I'm sorry. It's purple pink.
Yeah, I call it pink and purple as well. I ain't gonna take credit for that.
This bubble is huge. Oh my god. Are we here? No.
That would have been a good air to have, but it ain't it. But this is a good medal. That is a very good medal.
Yeah, mashable and fast. He just deleted the dragon. Play from Ari. Like the thing with the dragon is now you can't just pick a quick boomerang and kill it. You have to maintain your balance on those platforms and the lag. So Wily 2. We're gonna do a little bit of a refilling and pray that the Pico is not as hard as last time. Because,
no guarantees, but we're hopeful.
Yeah. With full randomization, I think we have 3 Picos: original Pico, Twitch Pico, and Invisible.
The Invisible Picos. Yeah, those are the only randomizations that we have for Pico in terms of sprites right now. If they so choose for sprite randomizations, just to know these sprite randomizations are willingly chosen by our runners. So if they get the Invisible Pico, it's on them because they didn't choose to veto it.
Yeah, don't come for the interview late and cry to us, well, this was very unfair. This is very fair. You chose this. You did this to yourself. So, yeah, no, we're not at fault here. The speedrunner, guys, is the star, and he has to take it.
Well, poisoncurls finally got the monkey off his back and took care of Heatman stage. Unfortunately, all that stuff put him way behind, and still got a Crash stage to do. And of course, with Zeppelins, with Lab Frogs, once again, we're hoping for Ari mistakes, and they gotta be some pretty significant mistakes in order for poisoncurls to catch up. Once again, it's possible, and we're 2 for 2 for Invisible Picos.
Okay, and we already have 2 weaknesses that are a nope. Bubble is a yep, but that's a very bad bubble. Remember, the arc was very bad. So 1 E-Tank down. Not wood, but air works. Air works very well. Okay, not very well. Okay.
Air works, but it looks like you gotta hit every single one of them, every single tornado to get that one shot. Crash is decent, and it's an exploder as well. So if he can find a way to lead the Picos into the explosions, he's able to get some damage done. But he's missing a lot of Crash bombs.
That's it. That's another juice box, like Siberian Bull says. Another juice, and we're low on Crash bombs. That means more damage potentially. Yeah, the things are getting rough for Ari. Okay, a last few. And Bubble is low too.
He's gonna have to use air. He has to use air. There's no choice in the matter. Air does work, but he probably forgot about air.
Oh lord.
This could be the major mistake that poisoncurl needs, because Ari is now down on 2 weaknesses, and he's probably gonna have to either farm, or he's gonna probably have to take the game over in order to refill all of his weapons. I think he's probably gonna resort to farming first before actually deciding to take the game over. And with the lives that you probably accumulated throughout the stage, taking the deaths can be very slow.
No energy, no nothing. Do you know how these runners right now feel? I will tell you exactly how they feel. Poisoncurls went from frogs in heat to frogs in crash, so he's very thrilled, trust me. And Arispici went from having 3 tanks to 1 and no weapon ammo. Oh, they're not feeling their best right now. I hope they can recover both of them, but Ari desperately needs it. Ari definitely needs it a lot. He's gonna be here for a long time. Poisoncurls can make up.
I was about to say that Ari does have a significant buffer. He's definitely a stage and a half behind after poisoncurls takes care of this woodman here. But the longer he stays in this situation, the more time poisoncurls has to catch up. This is the exact situation I was saying, in that poisoncurls needs something like this in order to catch up. So if poisoncurls can quickly navigate Wally 1 and get to this point, we can have at least a tied game, but he's gonna have to deal with the threat that is the Invisible Picos eventually himself.
Right, poisoncurls manages to beat another woodman, and he's following back Ari. Meanwhile, Ari is farming. I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do. I've never been in something like this before. I don't know if this is the right thing to do. You gotta have you really gotta have the tenacity, the strength to do this, because it's really punishing. Like, inside you know you're losing time. Doing this, you're losing time. So you really have to hold yourself, like, to continue doing it and pray that the RNG is widget to drop you some things. He's getting it. He's getting slowly but surely a few more, and he'll try again.
It looks like, is he gonna go from here? It looks like he's gonna go from here. He has 1 E-Tank left to his name. He has all crash bombs. He does have bubble for a backup. And I'm pretty sure he 100% forgot that air did do damage here. So he could have had air for backup, but with all the crash that he has, plus the bubble, as long as he keeps track of the Picos, he should be good to go.
Okay, he realized bubble is 2-shot. So he's gonna preserve it, I hope, a little bit more. But regardless, it doesn't matter how much he preserves it, he's gonna be out in 1 Pico. Yep. So we're gonna switch to the crash bomb.
See, now this is where you're gonna have a little bit of knowledge here. You see that he got a good explosion length for these crash bombs. If you can one-shot them with the normal shot, you can actually lead the Picos into the explosion and be able to take out 2 Picos at once. That is how you navigate through these fights. Also deal with ammo consumption as well. It's those kinds of things you gotta keep track of in order to try to get through these things fast.
Now, our old dragon just got his meal, man. That's the other problem we got. Poisoncurls got knocked down. Like we said earlier, it's hard to keep your, footing on these platforms there. So when you get hit by the dragon and you're not in a good spot, you're gonna fall down.
Well, at least we got some extra knowledge that crash is actually another weakness for the dragon, and with the good explosion duration, if he gets a good clean body shot and manipulates the dragon position, 1 or 2 crash bombs can pretty much just annihilate this dragon. But we also know that metal's a weakness as well.
Ironically, he's right. Ironically, if you hit this dragon on the tummy, it will definitely destroy the old dragon. That's where you're aiming, his tummy. Meanwhile, we have the Guts Dozer here. Where are you weak to, Guts Dozer? Nothing. Okay. He's not weak to anything, guys. We're losing here.
Kinda got concerned for poisoncurls. I thought he was gonna get hit by the flames, but he finds metal as the second weakness, and now he's at Wally 2. He's gonna have to deal with yet another Invisible Pico again. Meanwhile, it looks like charged heat is at least one of our Guts tank weaknesses. It's really slow, especially since it's a charged variant, but it's one of those cases where, especially considering the time that Ari has lost, you're gonna probably stick with that one weakness and not resort to overly digging for weaknesses, which looks like he might have to do eventually because he is now low on heat.
Men seriously one-to-one talk. I am gonna chalk this up to a bad seed and recycle it straight away. I'm not gonna even bother with this. If I'm on their place and I'm playing this, I am not bothering with this. This is so punishing, guys. This is really punishing on some places. Like, this Guts Dozer is annoying because you get the worst weaknesses for it. We saw the heat. I don't know which was the second one. I would assume he doesn't have it.
It could be a second page weakness. I don't think Ari went to the second page to test either metal or crash. If it's crash, if it's either one of those two, it's to be pretty good. Once again, it's one of those situations where, thanks to the good explosion duration for crash, if you can hit the invulnerability spots for the Guts tank, the explosion can actually drain his health because of the blast radius. And of course, if it's metal, thanks to it being really spammy, you can just mash the Guts tank to death. This is gonna be... It's just an interesting situation that we found ourselves in with these seeds.
Okay, poisoncurls on Pico number 2. This is torture number 2, torture chamber. Actually a torture chamber. Oh no, he doesn't know what he's doing right now. He's wasting all that precious bubble. That's 1e10. He's gonna pop it. He feels he's good. Nope. Yeah, he's gonna... Wow, yeah, he's not having any of it. Arispici destroys the dragon, but poisoncurls, nah. This year Creed is not so good. That's why they're not using it. I don't know what's the meaning. How many shots? 2 shots or something?
that air worked, but that was a surprisingly weak air. It didn't do much damage at all. Usually when you get an air weakness for Pico, it's usually really good, but it took multiple shots in order for it to even get one of it down. This is fairly uncommon, and we know that crash is a weakness. I'm not sure how long before poisoncurls finds that weakness as well. This is just really a worst case scenario for both our runners as far as boss and weakness conjunctions go.
The even more peculiar thing, he's forcing it. He's forcing it, and he really doesn't know that yet that crash is the weakness. He's definitely gonna force it, preying on that air. No, air is definitely bad. The Pico ate all 3 projectiles and didn't die. That means air is the worst weakness in this fight. Yeah, unfortunately things like these happen. And Ari is on the spike screens meted by Chinky Makers. I believe those are Chinky Makers, yeah.
Yeah,
So next screen is gonna be really interesting. You gotta be very mindful of the next screen. You gotta know where you're at. Let's see.
If I were Ari, I would not... Oh, he's gonna fire it and do the item 2, which is
nice.
Very wise. But yeah, he has enough item 2 to make this fly. Gonna do the pause buffer to do it. He could also take damage and get across safely as well, but still, if you pause buffer and not take damage, it's good for him.
No, it's very good because... I know they're keeping themselves alive. They don't have many tanks, and this booming fight that's... Oh, he has one. Never mind. This booming fight is coming, though, and yeah, they want to be healthy for that. I'm pretty sure. You never know how many weaknesses you search. The more you search on boomings, the more you expose yourself to being hit. And if you mess up something, you will get hit there. Oh, we have a great weakness in Metal Man. That means...
God weakness.
Even if we know it's Buster, we don't need to destroy the walls. We can just beat the booming without destroying the walls.
This is a fantastic find for Ari. This is what you want in a booming fight. Any weapon that can ignore walls, destroying walls, it's a godsend. Like we said, stuff like Metal Blaze, Leaf Shield, in some cases Air Shooter. These are the kinds of weapons that you want to have in order to get by the booming fight as possible. Also, shoutouts to Robo Warrior. Love this track.
Yeah, a very good Bomberman-like open world game. And it's a pretty neat game. And the soundtrack of the game is even better than the game itself. Meanwhile, Poisoncurls tried again, and Pico got the best of him again. I don't know how much he's gonna endure this. I would not. These guys are rough. They're tough because I would not endure this. Yeah, this 0 lives. We don't have anything. He's gonna take it. Yep. Oh man.
Yeah, the advantage is pretty much all on Ari this time. It's pretty sure it's almost like Poisoncurls just waiting for the dot done for Ari to be rid of this monstrous seed.
Let me out. Yeah, sometimes this feeling of let me out happens. Like, usually seeds are not that hard. Why? Why did this have to happen? Everything in this seed, with the exclusion of maybe Boobing, all the castle bosses were pretty rough.
No, the dragon was actually pretty tame.
Oh, the metal, yeah. I agree, but Gutsdozer, Pico, they're not fine. They're definitely not fine.
Yes, it's definitely a case that the rando giveth and the rando taketh away, and Ari is just able to adjust a little quicker than Poisoncurls. Poisoncurls probably looking for health, because yeah, he's definitely low, taking a lot of damage from these high-hitting enemies. Wanted to try and mitigate as much health as possible and trying to save these. Pretty sure he got both. No, he only got the one. I don't think that was wise. He should have taken the time to get that other E-Tank as well from the walls, because he knows that the walls are Buster weak. Should have taken that second E-Tank.
Machine weak too. It was not Buster, I think. So we resort to Quick Boomerang. Let's see, is it double? Nope, we have to search for something else.
And for those that aren't familiar with how the Wilding Machine works when it's not Buster, the Wilding Machine is actually weak to 3 specific weaknesses, but amongst those 3, one of them actually gets swapped out. So one may be weak to one phase, but might not be weak to a second phase, and vice versa. So that what happened to Ari with the Quick Boomerang for the first phase, when it wasn't weak for the second.
And Ari on the final stretch, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna say it right now. It's Ari's race. He's gonna refill, and yeah, we're praying for something good as an alien. Well, Poisoncurls is still trying that air. And let me tell you, when I see this air, I really won't use this air. This air is absurdly bad. In this current situation, if you can see the Pico, this air is good, but I can't, so this air is pretty bad. We got a normal alien, not weak to the Buster.
It's weak to Vanilla. That's Bubble.
Okay,
and that is a GG's for Arispici, who actually does win our race 2-0 with an official SRL time of 38 minutes and 32 seconds.
GG's on Arispici. All in all, this was how do you call these categories, man? This was an Iron Man racing. It would be very Iron Man. To survive a slaughter like this, you gotta be really, really strong. I won't take this. It's just too much. But yeah, congrats to both runners for enduring this. It was very hard on them. I will be happy to hear something from them. Preferably something positive, because if you're gonna fall on deaths and stuff, they're gonna be very ticked about that. Our friend LB Creed is trying to contact them now, if they want to come for an interview and see if we want to hear a few words from them. But yeah, congrats to Poisoncurls for finishing, for actually trying to finish. He's a new runner, but unfortunately, this seed in particular was very hard on him. And I know he's been grinding a lot, but sometimes you get those seeds that are really, really hard and you don't expect it. Like, you expect something, middle of the road to, I can finish this in X amount of time, but this was very rough. And yeah, we're not talking about time here. It's not about time. This is an Iron Man challenge this seed. And yeah, in this race, Ari is showing the veterancy. Veterancy matters. Like knowing a little bit more and playing a little bit more definitely has its effect. Like you will get around these stuff if you have a little bit of time to practice them. And yeah, poisoncurls wasn't in any of the previous years, so this is his first year. Yeah, congrats to him and congrats to everything that he did.
Well.
And we do have Ari in the call right now. Just to let you know, poisoncurls has decided to forego going to an interview. I can't blame him. These were some very, very tough seeds. Just kind of just want to just cool off and just let things go. But GG's to poisoncurls for sticking it out as long as he has. Like you said, very, very good runner that's new to the randomizer. Able to stick it out as long as he did. We'll see him in the lower bracket. Remember, this is still double elimination. We will see poisoncurls in another race. But meanwhile, Ari, tell us about these Cs, because these Cs were not some of the easiest in the world.
No.
Or not, if you wish to keep it PG-18.
No, it's fine. I will say that first seed, especially with those Buster Immune crop tops and Heatman stage, I might actually wake up in a cold sweat for the next week because of that seed. But actually, the second seed wasn't as bad. It was just kind of rough with some of the boss weaknesses on the Wily stages, especially having back-to-back invisible Picos. Whoa.
Yeah, we noticed that beautiful air on Pico and that beautiful heat on Guts Dozer. Yeah, those are some nice randomizations. They're gonna tick me up, man. I'm not gonna. What you endured today, I'm not gonna endure that today. You can imagine a race between me and LV Creed, and if I die 2 times to Pico and game over, I am forfeiting instantly. I'm not gonna even attempt, dude. I'm gonna let Creed beat me and finish the race. I don't care. I'm not putting myself through this. This was a really, really hard seed. Congrats for finishing, man. And can you tell me a little bit, how do you recover from something like this?
Well, you just keep playing. I mean, you get 2 bad seeds in a row, which is fun for the viewers to see exactly how we handle them. But, you just keep pressing on. That's all we can do. And I probably learned a few things out of this, too. Especially since, yeah.
Oh, about those, I'm not going to ask you bad things. A lot of things happen in Airman and the first seed. A lot of things happen in Heat. Well, what about the zips, man? I don't see you do zips that often. What happened? What happened to you?
I'm predominantly a zipless runner. That's my vanilla running, preference. I do any percent zipless, but you gotta pull out some tricks out of your hat for the tournament if you're gonna survive.
Oh, we got this now. Okay. I admire you, man. I admire from today on. I admire you for real.
It was not easy.
I don't want to torture him, Creed. Do you have anything to ask?
No, we pretty much just touched on pretty much everything. The seeds have been rough. You stuck it out to the end. You wound up getting the victory. And actually, you do have your next match up next, because your next matchup for round 2 is going to be our resident Chinese runner that decided to partake in the tournament this year in Magnet First, bro. So were you able to see anything relating to that match or anything that caught your eye as you prepare for your next round, Ari?
I had not had the opportunity to study the tapes yet from him and Sinister Sama's run, but I'm gonna be looking forward to checking out the VODs just to see, you know. I know he's been practicing really hard in Discord.
Oh yes.
Both First Chaser and not. Like you can see the seed distribution channel in the tournament.
Oh
Discord.
yes,
It's
there
loaded.
is
It's like
a
50
lot
plus messages.
from him. So that guy has been practicing a lot.
Dude, this guy reminds me of me in 2018. The whole chat was full of freaking seeds all day. Like, this guy is grinding, literally grinding. He wants to get better. I hope you take that into consideration. Like, these are the scariest people. Like,
Oh yeah,
the guys that grind, they are scary, man.
absolutely. And it just, you know, it's going to bring the competition out of me. I love good competition. So I'm looking forward to the race and we'll see how it goes. But I'm not going to be slouching either. I'm going to be practicing.
Better get that burst chaser ready, man. You know what's coming.
Right.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to whatever you do against him, man. And I'm wishing you good luck in your next match in Magnet Fist Bro, and whatever you guys decide to schedule. We're gonna watch about you, man. You're doing very well. You're doing really well this year. Like, it seems that you prepared this year.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I have been putting a lot of work on my off time, so means a lot.
Yeah, unlike Elvi Creed that hides all the time, you at least are telling us that you prepare. Like, Elvi Creed grinds silently, man. He's never gonna tell you when he grinds. He doesn't make a big deal of it. Comes into the race, man. Wrecks you, everything's fine, GG. Yeah. Yeah, everything's okay. Merciful God, you know. No. Jokes aside, GG, man. GG, keep it up. Keep up the good work, man.
Well, I appreciate you both taking the time to do commentary for this race as well. It was a lot of quote-unquote fun. I always love being able to present on SpeedGaming. Maybe the seed that could never look back at ever again. But
I'm sorry, man. But yeah, this seed was horrific. I don't blame you one bit.
Well, I know, I can tell you right now, my thoughts going out of Pico and into Guts Tank and seeing that charge cheat was the weakness, I already knew the other weakness was going to be Crash Bomber, and I had already used a lot of that for Pico. Which I ran out of Crash Bomber and Bubble Lead for Pico. I think the only thing that was left was Air Shooter that was doing like, I don't know, I think it was like way too many hits. But I'd already used all of my E-Tanks except for my last one. I'm like, I have to save this E-Tank for Wily Machine. Otherwise, I'm going to get myself screwed over on refights. So I just had to take a death and spend some time farming. That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, man. That was a rough day. But, you know, keep your head up. I'm pretty sure your next season won't... I think you hit rock bottom. This is rock bottom, guys. It rarely can get so hard, so it can get worse than this. Trust me, your next one will be better. I'm sure of it. Unless I'm cursing you, I'm sure of it.
Well, hey, I'm still standing. I survived, so let's rock and roll. I'm ready for the next challenge.
Yep.
Good to hear. Well, I guess that pretty much does it for this race. To let everyone know, we do have 2 more races that are scheduled. We still have our one of our other first round matches between Casual Tom and Blue Bomber 285, which is happening again tonight. So we still got one more race coming up later in the evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight. So be prepared to watch for that. That should be another good one. We also have a second round match that is scheduled between my co-commentator Prodigy and Siberian Bull 9 that's coming up on the 4th of August at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time as well. So keep your eyes on the Speed Gaming network of channels to catch up on the randomizer action. Also, we always got to do our shout-outs to Duckfist, the original creator of the Rando, our community devs who took up the slack once Duckfist moved on from the Rando, Squidman, Deck, and Mad Ewok heard. thanks to all the volunteers that helped make the rando improved over the years in terms of music and sprites, ideas for level design fixes, all the stuff's right there. Of course, shout outs to our racers, Poison Curls, who declined the interview but did a stellar job in keeping up with Ari as far as he could. And of course, our winner Ari himself. Once again, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, thank you.
And of course, to my co-commentator Prodigy, always nice to have you around to keep me in line.
Sorry, Creed. You're so lovely, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for everything. I hope I helped you more than I did trouble. But yeah, all in all, it was a fun race to watch. Mostly being here to watch when Creed is actually taking care of our racers. It was a big pleasure to watch this, and why are you not laugh like this, man? It was actually good to see people like experiencing the worst situations in the random. Oh yeah, and the tenacity. I admire this race a whole lot. Thanks to everybody that watched and all the GGs that Creed mentioned. And we're gonna see you again very soon. Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Also, one final thing, because we are once again doing charity work. We do. I'm gonna put it in chat here. We do have a matcherino for a prize pool for our runners. Top three will get monetary rewards, and of course, we are doing a tilt to five for Save the Children. So, if you feel free or feel it in your heart to give and donate to the cause, feel free to do that. And I guess that will do it for everything. So. For Ari Prodigy, this is LV Cree. Take care. Watch all the Speed Gaming networks for more Mega Man 2 Rando action and other Speed Gaming events that will come down along the line. Take care, everyone.
Take care, everybody.